Hello everyone, welcome to Movement Monday. Today I am going to be taking you through a movement called a reverse plank. For those of you who don't know, my name is Paula. I am a personal trainer at Quartz Plus. And so today's movement, the reverse plank, is one that is designed to strengthen the posterior chain, meaning your back line. And so it's going to engage glutes, low back, your upper back muscles, so like your trapezius, your rhomboids, those sorts of things. And it's really beneficial for alleviating any sort of back pain, especially back pain that is associated with our hip flexors, because it's strengthening the opposing muscles of that area. So we'll get started. I'm going to go through the basic movement, just body weight, and then I'm going to show modifications to make it easier and also modifications to make it harder. So let's get going. First and foremost, your reverse plank. You're going to start on the ground, toes out, lay back, and then we are going to engage. We're going to engage our glutes. We're going to engage our back core. So last time we did just our core or the tummy. We're going to engage the back core. We're going to engage our shoulders. And without bending our knees, we are going to lift ourselves off the ground, pushing our hips and our chest up so that we have a bit of an upside down U going on between our heels and our shoulders, which are forming our base. And we're going to hold for anywhere from 5 seconds to 30 seconds to a minute, wherever you want to challenge yourself, and then release, bringing ourselves back down. Now, for some of us, we may have a hard time getting our hips off the ground. And if that's the case, we want to change our leverage point. So what we can do is we can grab a pillow or a couch cushion, something soft. We can even use the side of the couch, which I'm going to show next. So if you need it just to be a little bit easier, use a pillow. Bring yourself back into that position. And again, we lift. And you'll notice that it gets just a little bit easier here. And then bring it back down. If we're in a position where we need to make it a lot easier, that's where we can use a couch, or if we have a large Bosu ball, we can do that as well. I like the couch for beginners because it's not going to move away from you unless you don't have it against a wall. And then it might, depending on how hard you push. So again, here, we're going to start. Feet out as far as is comfortable, shoulders against, lift, walk those feet out, and hold. So those are your 3 easier modifications, making it easy, or I guess middle, easier, and easiest. To make it harder, our first variation is to just flip it around, put your feet up on the couch. Now we're going to have to lift our hips higher. And so we've changed the points of our lever. So our work is now going to be a little bit heavier. And we lift and we hold here. And bring it back down when you're ready. The important thing when we make this movement harder is to make sure that we're still doing it correct. And we think about our knobby sits bones at the base of our tush. When we lift, we want those hip bones to be straight, pointed as much as we can straight at our heels. So we're not overusing the quads and dropping the hips. We're thinking about lifting those hips, pointing those sits bones right at our heels. Because our quads will take over for this. Our hamstrings will take over for this, and we won't get that same work through this back line. To make it hardest, we add instability to the movement. So if you got one of these, a Bosu ball will also work. It's kind of the middle ground between couch and ball. We place our feet up on the ball. If we want to challenge ourselves but we're not quite ready for the ball all the way out, then we're going to bring the ball more under our knees, For more of a challenge, bring the ball further away from the knees. Most important is that we don't feel any pain in the knees when we do this. And again, we squeeze, we lift, and we hold. Again, those sits bones pointing straight at our heels. If you want to make this real challenging, you can lift your arms off the ground. Making sure we're still squeezing through that upper back, wherever we hold those arms. And then bring it back down. So that is the reverse plank. Those are our variations for the day. So medium, easier, easiest, and medium, being body weight always, to hard and hardest variation. Unless you're like me and you just think body weight is the by far hardest version. Either way, add that into your at-home workouts. Your low back will thank you for it. And I hope to see you back for one of my classes or for another Movement Monday. Thank you guys.